Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio, and it's a beautiful thirsty Thursday in the world. Jay Morgan's in the house hanging out with me today, and we've got a lot of wonderful things to talk about, including his pick. And I have to say one thing, Jay. If people have been listening to us since the 1st of December, I gave out 2 locks of the year, and one in college football and one in the NFL.
And guess what they both did, John?
They both covered like it was easy peasy.
You betcha.
Lemon squeezy. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. I don't know what that's from, but anyway.
Nah, it's just a saying.
Oh, it's just a saying. Okay, good. All right, but anyway, we were making some money. I hit 2 big ones for everybody out there. You have to love that. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. But also, you know what else happened?
What's that?
You yesterday came up with the best inside information I've ever heard in my life.
About the bus trip?
We got a bus trip. Getting on the bus might be fun if you're going somewhere like to a great destination, but to get off and play a basketball game, your legs might be a little tired.
I played Division III basketball, John. We take buses everywhere. Sometimes you take buses in-state and you have to play that day. And I can speak from experience knowing it's not a regular basketball game that day.
Yeah. Them legs just stay the same. They just aren't the same. And guess what? That under hit the first half. And I looked at the total because it went all the way up to 155.5. Did you know it increased 5 points?
That's crazy.
So when we put the under in the first half, about 30 minutes before tip, that Jun had gone up 5 points. Everybody was taking the over. So I said, man, I got the under in the first half. If that hits, the under in the second half is going to hit. I'm like, roll them dice, baby.
You rolled them and they both hit, baby.
They sure did. It was a beautiful day, and we're going to have some sports bets for you again because that's what we like to do.
That's what we do here.
We like to give to the people. We like to help you out your Christmas, and we're going to do that. Plus, we're going to talk a little Ole Miss.
Hotty toddy?
Yeah, I forgot to let Evie know. I'm letting probably, I guess, you'll probably let her know on Twitter.
Oh, well, she's a pro's
I'm going to text her,
She sees the tweet. You know, Evie and I are really close too, John. You know, I don't want you to hog all the Evie time. I love Evie too.
Yeah, I just, that was one of those things. Have you never noticed, like, when the light bulb goes off and you're like, oh my gosh, it's Thursday.
Sometimes it happens on the air.
Yeah, it does, and it just happened.
But it's good when it happens on the air, when you have ideas, these bright ideas, these genius waves of thought come through your head. You got to get them out.
I have a lot of questions because you have to think about the whole situation that we had after Ole Miss beat the Tigers, after Kiffin gets the extension. But since then, Matt Corral not going to New York. What?
Tough call, man.
Lebby bouncing, going
That's
to
tough.
OU.
It's tough,
what?
too.
What? So I got to ask a few questions. How's everybody in Oxford doing? So we'll talk with her at 12:30.
They've still got the offensive guru at the helm, though.
Yes, the lane train.
Choo-choo.
And we're going to talk with Isaac Simpson. It's Thursday, 11:30, about 25 minutes from now. We're going to wrap with Isaac. And guess what we're going to talk about with Isaac?
Tigers, Grizz, you name it.
Yeah, that's right. All things Memphis, baby. All things Memphis with Isaac Simpson, especially a lot of Tiger stuff. And plus, Dylan Brooks was really ticked off last night.
He was.
Man, you know what he called it? Bullish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, change those letters around.
Buddy. Yeah, buddy. He was very, very upset. He got thrown out the game. Don't know if you know, Grizzlies. They didn't. They were going for 6 in a row, weren't they?
5.
Oh, 5 in a row. Okay, but yeah, didn't get it. It did not extend.
It did not, but they had a lot of guys out, and quite frankly, the fact that they just won 4. And let's just say your last 5. The fact that they won 4 out of the last 5 with a depleted roster, especially without your franchise player playing, excellent run by the Grizz so far.
Got to give them a lot of credit. Got some great stories that have to do with gambling in the National Football League. You know we have a game tonight.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
We got Minnesota. We got the Steelers going down tonight. You can catch all the action on Sports 56 98.5 FM starting at 7 o'clock. Dalvin Cook is going to play tonight.
Is he really?
Yes, man. Miraculously, he's back.
Do we have any news on Thielen playing by chance?
Doesn't look like it. I'll be checking it again to make sure. But right now, it looks great. Dalvin Cook's coming back. He says he's back. Thielen, I can't remember what the designation was, and he wasn't on the big news kind of like message.
Really? Well, yesterday I remember you saw a report that he was doubtful. So
yeah,
I mean that's
that was yesterday. You never know, man.
Yeah, he changes day to day. You're right.
You know it goes fast. By the way, we got a lot of information when it comes to also to the Cowboys They have a big game against the Redskins. Oh no, the football team.
He's out.
Which one?
Thielen. He's
He
out.
is out. I thought, okay. So, yeah, see, it changes. He's out. Thielen is out. So it's going to be Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and the man, Mr. Cousins. Come on, Mr. Cousins. They'll be all right, though. They are playing the Steelers. If that defense, well, actually, you know what? That defense was so bad against the Lions. This game, I don't even know which way to go.
The Steelers have been really. Oh, I got you covered on this.
You got me covered.
Steelers
Good.
are bad at home too, and they're playing on the road. I don't know if teams get better if they're bad at home when they play on the road.
Oh, it's going to be interesting, but I got tons of NFL information again. Like we have stuff with Seattle, big news coming out of Arizona. I don't know if you know this, but you heard about, of course, Mike Williams. He was added to the virus list today. That's a big hit because he's the second best wide receiver on the team, 854 yards on the season. The bigger problem, he's the second wideout that's been placed on the COVID list because the first person was Keenan Allen, the best wide receiver on the team. So the top two targets for Justin Herbert are OT out.
Really?
OUT, you know what I mean, but OT out.
Wow. But the Giants are starting. What's the guy's name? Mike Glennon.
Yes,
instead
but still,
instead of Danny Dimes.
Well, cornerback also, Chris Harris was placed on the COVID yesterday, so they're missing their starting cornerback, two wide receivers. I'm just saying they're lucky they're playing the Giants.
It's that time of year, isn't it, where just everybody just is going down. I mean, that's football, but It's a war of attrition. But it's a dangerous game, football.
Plus, we get to talk about Aaron Rodgers talking so much ish about the Bears.
He
Did you
owns
see
the
that?
Bears.
He owns them. I got the stats to prove it. What a great clip, and I'm telling you, that was a baller move. He basically just told Matt Nagy and the whole organization, nothing scares me about your Bears defense. I don't care if Justin Fields is coming back, by the way. Justin Fields is going to be back this week.
Oh, so is he making the start?
Mm-hmm. He's going to be back making the start. By the way, the Titans are playing the Jags. Did you hear about what Trevor Lawrence did?
No.
He went into the coach's office and gave them a deadgum ultimatum. He said James Robinson has to be on the field because the last two games, they were kind of type, I guess, Urban Meyer punishing him. So, Trevor Lawrence went into the coach's office and said, I need James Robinson on the field. I like it.
You know what you want. You go after it.
Go get it. Plus, we got a lot of Cowboys new. Tony Pollard didn't practice yesterday.
But, this time of year,
Foot injury was a Wednesday. We'll find out what happens today. But, just that's something to keep an eye on because for the Cowboys, finally, the defense is getting healthy. Randy Gregory's looking like he's going to come back to play against the football team this week. Zeke Elliott had an MRI. Guess what the MRI revealed?
Hopefully negative.
No, it's actually showing healing. So they came out and said that playing right now isn't making it any worse for Zeke Elliott. So he's going to continue to go. Maybe he's only 80%. But if Tony Pollard has a foot injury, that'll be really big. And again, the Cowboys defense is finally a little bit healthier than it's been pretty much all season coming into this big game against the football team.
It is a big game against the football team on the road, and we know what we say about divisional games, John.
Throw out the records.
Throw out the records.
And you know what? We have to throw out Montez Sweat for the fifth straight game. He missed 4 games.
There's so many injuries
because of a fractured jaw.
Wow.
Yeah. And then guess what? He comes back. Yesterday was his first day of practice. He's going to play this Sunday, they said. Nope. He came back and tested positive for COVID, so now he's on the list. This dude can't catch a break,
Literally can't catch a break.
Literally can't catch a break, poor guy. But we got a lot of information when it comes to the National Football League. We got some ish that's been talked. We got did you know there's a pro sports team, I'm going to tell you, during Hardwood. There is a pro sports team that's facing eviction from its arena. No joke. They haven't paid taxes in a while. They've drawn a $1.3 million deficit, but I'll tell you who it is.
Wait, can I take a guess? I'm not going to guess the team. Can I guess the state?
Go ahead.
California.
Nope. You're close.
Oregon.
Nope.
Washington.
You're missing it. Arizona.
Oh, we'll get to more on that later.
I'll tell you more about that later. Plus, we had a fan. Have you ever been to a women's championship league soccer game?
No. In America?
Well, no, they're over in Europe.
Oh, you're saying the Champions League?
But have you ever do you watch it, I guess, on TV or something?
Oh yeah, I've seen the Champions League. That's the biggest tournament in the world, other than the World Cup.
Yeah, they're balling over there. They're doing their thing. A fan ran onto the field when the ladies were in the middle of playing.
What did they have to do?
The man went out there because he wanted to take selfies with the ladies on the field.
Did they oblige? Did they take one? Did somebody give him a smile?
There's one little soccer player out there who went there and I guess took matters into her own hand because the security couldn't catch him.
He was too elusive.
Oh, he was elusive until he ran into her.
She was more elusive than him, though. The power rankings of elusiveness go the soccer players, this guy, the police officers.
It's like watching Mike Singletary back in the day for the Bears defense rip somebody in half.
Great coach, too.
Woo. Woo. Oh, no good. That's funny. Lamar Odom has changed his life. And I'm actually got some positive words for him. Yes, because, this time last year, he was just getting engaged. And then he just left the girl. Well, I'll tell you what's happened in his life. He's doing actually really, really good. Again, did you see the fight in the Canadian Football Eastern Championship League?
No.
You don't watch Canadian football, bro?
No, I'm sorry.
Come on, dude.
I missed the game last night.
I can't believe that.
Who was playing?
Dude, the Argonauts were playing. I can't remember.
I actually have heard of the Argonauts, so that's at least one team I've heard of.
But anyway, the point is, one of the craziest things I've ever seen. There was a wild brawl that was started last night, and guess who started the brawl? Their vice president of player personnel.
Oh, so it wasn't a player.
It wasn't a player that started the brawl. Players got in the brawl. A bunch of people got in the brawl.
You got to have your man's back.
But it also started with him not slapping a man. He went and slapped a woman who was flipping him off and slapped her hand down and then reached up and kind of smacked her in the face and the place erupted.
Oh, my God.
Yes, he's in some trouble.
I would imagine so.
And I'm sad, by the way.
Why?
Molly Karam and Jalen Rose are getting divorced.
That's the first story that you brought up so far today that I've heard of.
You know
But they've been separated for a year, apparently.
I didn't know this until just the other day.
No one did.
And this breaks my heart if they can't make it.
Oh, I'm glad Molly's single, though. She's a good-looking lady.
Yeah, well, yeah, good luck.
What do you mean?
Good luck. I'm just saying.
What, am I not a catch, John? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Are you kidding? Look, you and I are going to skyrocket up the sports media landscape, and then we're going to be on the same level as Molly, and I'm going to hit her up, be like, yeah, you want to go out to dinner or something, and then it's all downhill from, or I guess that's a bad thing. It's all smooth sailing from there.
No, smooth sailing. Good job. You reached for the right stuff. We got also some Cardinals news about Lane Kiffin. Hacksaw Jim Duggan got some wrestling information. Hey-o. And again, we're going to have a whole lot of fun, but I got to remind you, we always start off the show and we get into the leadoff. How do I get to the leadoff? Well, I do it by Frontier Western Store because I always look good when I come up in here because I shop at 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. They have the largest boot showroom in the world. Any type of shoes you're trying to look for, they got you covered. Hiking boots, work boots, dress boots, you name it. They got it. Men's, women's, they got it all. Those like cowboy boots, man, they got those. They got it all. I'm telling you, head on down to Frontier Western Store, look good, get your Christmas shopping done all in one spot because they have a kids department, a ladies boutique, the largest boot showroom, a men's department. They have Ariat and Wrangler jeans. They have Carhartt. They have Miss Me for the ladies. They have Girly Girl. They have it all. Also, you can check them out online at frontierwesternstore.com. That's frontierwesternstore.com. You can shop 24/7, 365. They ship their orders out within 24 hours. So you're going to get it in a flash. Check them out, Frontier Western Store or frontierwesternstore.com. I'm in the box.
Hey, John.
Good morning, sir.
Girly Girl, by the way, best brand name I've ever heard in my life.
Yes.
Girly Girl. Miss Me, also a great brand name for women's attire.
Yes,
great brand name. Not to give them free publicity, but they're at the great Frontier Western Store. Exactly. John, I got some questions for you today, and you were already talking about these lines, man. I'm a betting machine this morning. I'm so excited.
Oh, yes.
So tonight, Thursday Night Football, the Steelers and the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to it here on Sports 56, or you can watch it on television. John, the Vikings are favored by 3 points. Is that too few points? You know, we talked about the Steelers are bad on the road. I think the Vikings are kind of underrated. They had a little bit of a stinker last week. They lost a divisional game to the worst team in the league, the Lions, but as we know, that's a divisional game, so we have to throw the records out, John. Who are you leaning on today in a short week, Vikings or Steelers?
Boy, this is a tough game to call. Dalvin Cook coming back, I think, helps a whole lot. Having it at your home, you would think would help a lot.
Prime time, baby.
But, you know, this team doesn't have the greatest record, and they've lost a whole lot of football games by a very, very short margin. I talked about it early in the season. They lost by 9 points to the Raiders. They lost by 2 touchdowns to the Bengals, and then, you know, all of a sudden everything starts getting close. Oh, no, that's the Steelers. I'm thinking to myself, Minnesota, though, lost the first 5 games by a combined 19 points.
Right.
Think about that. That's close football games.
It's one play here and there.
Yeah, that's just like, you know, that's a possession here or there. We've watched them make crazy, like their kicker early in the season, who's now been kicking good. He missed a couple field goals to win the game, turned the ball over at the wrong time, couldn't play defense. The most embarrassing defense I think I've ever seen in my entire life happened last Sunday on that last drive where Jared Goff led the winless Detroit Lions
Not a dart.
down your throat. And you had everybody so deep in the end zone, he just run a simple in. Bing, bang, boom, done. Ball game over.
Find some open space, park yourself there, boom, touchdown.
That was some trash defense. That was some trash football. But I have to think that they're going to get off. And I mean, it's Thursday night at their house. That stadium is a rockin'. What else are you going to do in Minneapolis?
Exact. Prime time,
Come
Sean.
on,
Thursday
man.
night football.
Man, they got to get, you know, this Vikings team has to get it. The Steelers team has to get it because the AFC North is absolutely crazy. But the Vikings just at a straight, like, yo, Mike Zimmer's balling with a Maxim model. Y'all need to start playing ball off the field like Mike Zimmer as he is doing it on the field. You know what I mean? You need to go out there and show what you got.
Well, Kirk Cousins, you know, MVP candidate.
Oh, my goodness. Don't even get me started. He's had a great year. 25 touchdowns. My man's already thrown for 3,300 yards.
But he's got great skill position players, too, we should note.
Yeah, but, hey, Thielen won't be there. I think Justin Jefferson's such a baller.
Do
you know how to do the gritty? Did you watch that? Do you know what I'm saying?
The Flyers gritty?
No, the dance craze started.
I don't know.
Everybody does the gritty now in the NFL. I'm so sad that you don't even know what the gritty is.
Is that the thing where you like hop and do your thing?
Yeah, everybody's following it.
Oh, I didn't know that was called the gritty.
He got it
but I know
from
how to
New
do that.
Orleans, man, from one guy who just did the gritty on the streets down in New Orleans.
I know
and then
this dance.
Jefferson.
I didn't know it was called the gritty.
Yeah, it's called the gritty, buddy.
Wow. I learned something from you every day, John.
I think Justin Jefferson does the gritty twice. Dalvin Cook
Two
walks
tutties.
in the end
And he
end
does the
zone.
gritty.
He does the gritty. I think Kirk Cousins is doing his little fist bump going, yeah, guys.
He doesn't do the gritty.
No, he doesn't do the gritty. Kirk Cousins is not suave enough to do the gritty.
So you think it's a big factor, or you don't think it's as big a factor as it possibly could be with Adam Thielen out? You don't think it affects Justin Jefferson that much?
I think it definitely affects it. But let's be honest about this Steelers defense. Was it just a week ago that we were challenging the Steelers for being soft?
Yeah.
They gave up, I think, almost 45 points to the Chargers. 41 points to the Chargers. They gave up 41 points to the Bengals, and they came back and barely held on to the Ravens because Lamar Jackson just threw it just out of the reach of Mark Andrews.
With
just like inches away, man.
With a super
close.
depleted O-line, super depleted defense. So they just had to beat a team that literally the only way they got to. I know it's a game of war of attrition in football, but the only reason they won that game, I think, is because of injuries to the Ravens. So I'm not a Steelers believer. I think the Vikings -3.
Can I just tell you a secret? Have you seen, if you don't count the Bills, which now the Bills don't count, week 1 they beat the Bills.
Yeah, week 1, you know.
Then
throw the
they
records
lost
out.
3 straight games. Raiders, Bengals, Packers got their butt whipped. Then they beat a Broncos team that's so overrated, a Seahawks team that is got one of the worst defense. By the way, Jamal Adams is out for the season.
Which doesn't make that defense any better.
Nope, it sure doesn't. They beat a Browns team 15-10. And the Browns,
what a game, 15-10.
The Browns are just trash.
They're not good.
And they beat the Bears by 2. By 2 points.
No, those Bears.
And
Vikings
by the way,
-3.
I don't think people remember. Who did the Lions kiss their sister with? Who's their sister this year?
It was the Steelers. So if you're going to knock the Vikings for losing to the Lions, you better knock the Steelers
for kissing their sister.
For kissing their sister against the Lions.
16-16 tie.
So Vikings -3 is the play.
Vikings -3. They're going to get it done. Steelers, they went from a tie to blowout losses, and they barely beat the Ravens and realistically shouldn't have won the football game. Tonight in Minnesota on a short week, they're going to get slapped in the face by an angry Vikings team. Dalvin Cook down their throat and the gritty being danced in by Justin Jefferson all night long.
You do a pretty good gritty there, John.
Thank you.
My next question here, as we're up against it, but we got to get to it because it's the Cowboys' time. And I was talking about this game last night with one of my buddies, and it just got me worked up a little bit. He's a big Cowboys fan, and our own Brian Dacus is a big Cowboys fan. Well, they're going to Washington.
What?
To play the football team this week, the Cowboys are.
Oh, I thought they were going to the game, too. I was like, wow.
Oh, no. They're just going to play Washington, the Cowboys are.
I got you.
And the Cowboys are favored by 4 on the road. Now, this is a divisional game, John, and Washington's been surprisingly pretty good.
Not surprisingly, man. Heineke is a baller.
He is. So do you think, John...
Antonio Gibson can run the ball down your dead gum throat.
So do you think 4 points on the road in a divisional game is too many? Do you think the Washington football team can cover that 4?
Actually, I do.
So do I. I think they might win outright.
I think they could. I'm not going to say that I'm going to bet this game.
Oh, you stay away a little bit.
I'm a little bit nervous because you have to think about it. Dallas Cowboys have had, injury after injury after injury, COVID issue, injury. Their defense lost Randy Gregory.
And you just named another injury a minute ago, Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
maybe
Tony
hurt.
Pollard's got a foot situation. Zeke Elliott is at best 80% of himself. So they're banged up. Dak Prescott hasn't played great lately. But a division game that they must have, or they let Washington right back in this bad boy.
Seriously.
They got to have this.
Must win.
I think that they go out there, and I think they get it done.
Really?
I think it's time for Heineke to – dude, have you seen who Taylor Heineke's beat this year?
No.
So you don't know the list of the quarterbacks?
This is I got a feeling this isn't going to go the way of supporting the Washington football team this week against the Dallas Cowboys.
No. He beat Tom bleeping Brady.
Oh, so great wins. I love it.
Yes. No, this is it can't continue. He beat Cam Newton in his great comeback.
Oh, the I am back game.
The I am back. He beat him. He then beats Russell Wilson in Seattle.
Not a good defense, though.
Not a good defense, but still, it's Russell Wilson on the other side. It's
good win.
Taylor Heineke on the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor Heineke has beat Tom Brady. He beat Cam Newton. These guys are both MVP. Russell Wilson, MVP. You got the Raiders' Derek Carr beat him. And now he has a chance to knock out Dak Prescott. This kid can come through and be like, bap, 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 taking all the best out left and right. Eventually, the bubble has to burst, right? Like, nobody just comes into the league and wins everything.
Well, unless they're good.
He's good. He was great. He was great again. He gave Tampa Bay fits until Tampa Bay, the only game that they even had a threat to lose was the very first game against the Washington football team last year. Then they ran through everybody except for, the Green Bay game was close, but Washington football team put up a fight. Heineke, since he's taken over after all the injuries, he's balling, and they've won 4 straight.
They have.
But the Cowboys, they need this.
But 4 points is a lot, though.
Yes, it is a lot. But you know where it is?
In Washington.
It's in Washington. And everybody and their grandmother, you don't think is going to take the football team at home +4. When everybody zags, you better zig, brother.
The public loves the Cowboys, though.
Man, I don't think as much. I think more people hate the Cowboys than love them.
Really?
Well, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, they get a lot of action.
They do.
This is one of those games.
Tough one to pick.
It's a tough one to pick. You might want to do some player props because I think both quarterbacks go banana sandwiches.
Great advice.
Yes, I love giving advice. We got a lot of games we're going to play. Coming up next, though, is Isaac Simpson. We're going to talk Tiger basketball. What's up with Tiger football heading to Hawaii, playing on Christmas Eve? We also got to talk about the Grizzlies. Dylan Brooks was mad last night as a Hornet. I don't blame him. But it's all next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
This is Anthony Sane from Sports 56 Grindtime. I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Have a great holiday season and join Peter Evanston and me for Sports 56 Grindtime from 1 to 3 p.m. weekday afternoons right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
The holidays are fast approaching, so start on your list now at Mid-South Hobbies. E-Flight Airplanes, Athearn Trains. Mid-South Hobbies has a huge selection of cars, trucks, and boats from Arma, Losi, Axial 1/10 and 1/24 scale cars, trucks, and crawlers. Spectrum batteries and all accessories are here now. Santa shops local. Hope you do too. Make your holidays fun and exciting at Mid-South Hobbies. Open 7 days a week at 4862 Summer at Mendenhall. Call 901-682-9402 for more details and information. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Mid-South Hobbies.
There's now a faster and easier way to pick up your Corky's Barbecue. Order and pay online, pull into the designated spot, text Corky's to 474747, and we'll bring your order right to your car. No waiting.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Got to tell you, man, it's early in the show and I'm starving. I'm starving like Marvin, brother. I'm starving like Marvin, and I want to eat a little something. And you know what? I'm kind of not sure exactly what I want, but I want something delicious. Oh, so I know where to go. That's Central Barbecue, because I can go up there and I can get me some barbecue or chicken nachos. I can, if I want, just get me a nice cheese plate. Maybe some turnip greens on the side, a couple chicken wings, the best wings ever. To dry spice is by far my favorite. Also, I love getting their platters. Like, you get 2 sides, and you can either get pulled chicken, pulled pork. You can get the half and half. You can get, like, ribs and barbecue. You can do all kinds of amazing combinations. But the best thing about Central Barbecue, all the combinations turn out delicious. Like, really, really good. And guess what? The best thing is, if you're listening to this and you're like, dang, I'm hungry, I'm ready for some lunch, there's a location by you. Downtown's covered, Central's covered, Summer's covered, the one out east over here on Poplar, everybody's got you covered. Check out Central Barbecue for the best Memphis barbecue in the world, and you can ship it as a Christmas gift, which is like, it's really nice. Like, you don't live in Memphis. You might take advantage of Central Barbecue on the reg like I do. Think about, though, your brother or your sister or your cousin who's out east, or maybe you want to close a business deal. You send those ribs, they're going to get those bad boys, and they're going to go banana sandwiches. Bing, bang, boom, you made their Christmas or deal done. Check it out at eatcbq.com. Central Barbecue, they're simply the best. Dadgummit, I'm hungry. Isaac, what's up, my brother?
Man, nothing much, man. Successful read, man. I think I'm going to go over to Central Barbecue, man, get some of those wings this afternoon, man. You got it sounding good, man.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. I go there so much. It's ridiculous. I should be like, hey, I'm actually the guy who talks on the radio. You want to give me? No, I don't ever bother.
Yeah.
But I got to ask you a bunch of crazy stuff. Jealousy's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely not a good thing in most circumstances. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a really bad situation. And I was going to ask you though, have you ever? I mean, I'm talking about from basically like little kids to high school to college to pro. There's always some jealousy, a little dissension. Holding the locker room has always been basically the head coach's main job. What do you think's going on at Memphis? Why do you think they're having such trouble? Is name, image, likeness the root of all the issues that are going on with this Memphis Tiger basketball team? Can they right the ship?
Man, I said this before the season, and I talked about this a lot. And to everyone that listened, I was like, this team has a lot of talent coming in, but the biggest job for Penny Hardaway and his coaching staff was going to be managing these egos and building this chemistry with this team. And right now they don't have it. And I mean, we kind of read the tea leaves and kind of figure out what's going on. And it's a money base, and the celebrity that he came in here with, and Penny Hardaway is kind of, I don't want to say coddled him, but kind of protected him. If you kind of listen to his comments, he's kind of stays towards the money, and I think that's because Penny sees a lot of himself in the money. He knows he comes in with high expectations. There's a lot of pressure on the kid, and I think he wants to help the kid get to where people thought he was going to be. And I think bringing him and Duran in, you guys came in late. You had the guys coming back in the recruiting class that these guys have been working out for months, and you bring these guys in late, and they're coming in with NIL deals and celebrity, and you have guys that have been on this team that are coming back, and other guys in the recruiting class that have already been here. It kind of creates a kind of a weird situation, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. And the thing about it is, I don't want people to get this bad idea about his money, because from everything that I've seen from him, he's never been known as being a selfish guy. I think he just wants to win. I think there's a lot of confusion going on with him and his role right now, and it's just they're in a bad place. I mean, Penny is asking for the prayer warriors to come out, and I mean, it's just all kind of stuff going on. But I mean, they're still in a spot right now where they have an opportunity to establish this. I mean, tomorrow night they're taking on a Murray State team that's top 100 right now.
Murray State team.
Yeah, they're the top 100 right now. It would be a quad 3 win because it's in Memphis, but would be a nice win. Probably going to be a tournament team, so got an opportunity for a nice win. And then next week, I mean, 2 big opportunities: Alabama on your home court at FedEx Forum, and then up to Nashville for Tennessee. And both of those quad 1 opportunities, you win both of those games, you still got 2 possible quad 2s in conference with 2 games against Houston. They still have an opportunity. I think if you beat Murray State on Friday and you can find a way to split the 2 games between Alabama and Tennessee, I think at that point, I think you're still in position to possibly be in that large team. But if you drop both of those games, I think you're looking at a situation to where you're going to have to at least do some damage in the conference tournament, if not win it. And again, that's not the position that you want to be in with the type of talent they had starting off at the top 10 team, especially in the AAC, man. That's a tough look.
And by the way, before I start talking about, basically Alabama, Tennessee, Tennessee looked horrible against my boy Texas.
Fight.
My goodness, that was a rock fight. My buddy Jay Morgan's former school. The Red Raiders beat the brakes off of them. It was a pretty it was a rock fight. But in overtime, they couldn't make a basket, and they had a 10-minute stretch where they couldn't score. So Tennessee is gettable. Alabama beating the Zags. Amazing.
Yeah, shocked by that.
Shocked. But, dude, they live by the 3. You know what I mean? They live, and they can also die by the 3. If they're cold, Memphis has that shot. So, yeah, I see the shot, but this is the shot that I feel bad that I'm about to take at the Tigers. You know human nature pretty well, right?
I do.
Like, you saw this as a situation like, hey, we got a lot of vets, and we got a bunch of 5-star recruits with all that smoke. Name, image, likeness is coming in. There could be a little dissension. Your job is to keep the locker room fresh. How is that not basically something that you put parameters on? You address, you talk to everybody. You make sure you go out and do things together to bond. I mean, you got to figure that out before you throw the ball up. And the fact that they're this deep in the season, 3 straight losses, and they're just now trying to figure it out, and Penny's airing the dirty laundry, That has
Yeah.
me a little freaked out.
Yeah, man, like you said, that should have been paramount. As soon as the money base and Jalen Duren got here, he should have set the team down and made sure that they understood. And he kind of said that they did. I mean, you had a guy, Landers Nolly, who seemed to be upset a little bit initially, and he seemed to kind of come around. And I said at that time, I think when you're winning, a lot of time it covers a lot of this stuff up. But
Yes,
as soon
it
as
does.
you start losing, that Band-Aid kind of comes off. And I think that's what we see here. They've lost 3 in a row, and I mean, they're just really struggling right now. And again, man, they still have an opportunity to right this ship, but I just don't know, man. There's just a lot going on. Penny was kind of asked the question of, did he expect anybody to transfer? And he said, I don't know, which that's not a good sign either. He didn't say no, or he acted like there was definitely a possibility. And I think you could see a situation if that did happen where you could have some guys that are addition by subtraction. I hate to say this, and it sounds crazy, but Penny might have over-recruited. I mean, you might have too much talent, and that's a weird thing to say, but I mean, when it comes to egos and roles, it's kind of hard to keep all these guys happy, because pretty much everybody in their rotation thinks that they're NBA level, they're going to play pro basketball one day, and they're just, like Cindy said, just not buying in to their roles, because nobody on this team is going to score 18, 19 points a game. Even if they were perfect in what they should be, you're going to have your top scorers probably scoring 12 or 13 a game on average. So it's just a tough situation, and I don't know how this plays out. I'm just hoping that they can find a way to rally the troops and get 2 out of these 3 next games, win 2 out of 3 next games, and go into conference play and dominate like they should, and still have the opportunity to do. But right now, man, it's hard to kind of see that happening, because I think they got some major issues. Anytime coach is coming out asking for prayers, man, I think it's in bad shape.
Look, I'm sorry. Every time I hear that, I don't know if you got to hear Zach Boyd in the grind time with Pete and Anthony. It was awesome. He's a deacon. He came in and he said a prayer for the Tigers. It was really good. I got to give him some credit. That was awesome. But the other thing about when you just talk about this basketball team, this has not become just a local story. I don't know if you saw on the basically the very top of ESPN.com today, they got Jeff Borzello, who wrote an article, "What's Wrong with Memphis, and is it and is it fixable?" Basically says, Final Four talent, but you have a team in crisis, 3 straight losses, and they're looking down the gauntlet of their schedule. Can it be fixed?
Yeah, I think crisis is a great word to put it as. I mean, it's a situation where, I mean, they have so many different dynamics and so many different things going on. I mean, the system just isn't working, and I think we've kind of seen that. There's just still a mess offensively, so you got that going on, and then you got rip in the locker room. Some guys, Penny is saying that if they're not getting their numbers, they don't really care whether the team wins or not. That's just a terrible thing. The indictment of some guys, some of the veteran guys don't, I guess, like what some of the freshmen are doing in the shots they're getting, and kind of the way Penny is talking about those guys. There's just a lot going on. I mean, I don't think it's just a one thing and you fix it. I think the biggest thing that they could do to fix it would be to win games. And again, with all this stuff going on, that's tough to do. And I mean, we're going to see going forward, but I mean, I don't know. There's not really any reason to have a lot of confidence. I mean, I guess you can point to last season where the team struggled in the beginning and kind of got it together toward the end, but I think that was a little bit different because the dynamics were different. You didn't have these big-time freshmen coming in, and that team wasn't as talented. I don't think you had as many egos on that team. So that was a little bit different. I think that's kind of the only thing that you can point to in the Penny Hardaway era that could make you feel any better about this. I mean, you got Imani's dad coming out and making comments and basically calling the system a mess. And I mean, it's just a bad situation. And I kind of feel sorry for Penny, man. He's in a tough spot right now because you hate to see a guy like Penny that means so much to the city and so much to this university, them be in a situation where he's losing and not getting it done, and the talk gets loud about it. You just don't want to see that. I mean, that was something that I kind of worried about when he came in, but I was thinking, man, I don't think that'll happen because I think he's going to win big. But here, man, now we're in year 4, man, and we're still having some of these same issues, man. It's just tough to see.
Well, between tomorrow and December 18th, they have 3 chances. If they can go 2-3, like you said, split the SEC games and drop Murray State tomorrow, everything will be looking a lot better for the Tigers going forward. But it could get bad, and I'm just, I hope Alabama's cold And I hope Tennessee just continues to look like they did the other night against the Red Raiders because that was, like you said, a rock fight. But I don't expect Kennedy Chandler and that team played bad. They just looked awful the other night. But the Tigers, like you said, they got the talent. Do you think if you're going to have to put blame, and I hate to do this to you because this is kind of rude, but everybody is kind of texting into the AutoZone text line and listener line at 901-360-8255. They have their opinions. A lot of people talk about, Penny's protecting Amani's shot selection. Maybe Amani's emotionally weak. The older players are being selfish. What is it that you think, though, is like who is most directly to blame? Would it be actually Penny Hardaway, or would you say maybe some of the upperclassmen or the freshmen coming in with such hype? Like who? Like what are you hearing?
I think it's some of both. I think a lot of it has to be put at the door of Penny Hardaway because we've seen different guys come in and different years, and we've kind of seen these same issues. And when people talk about the money and being selfish, I kind of push back on that because I think it's the offense. I think it's the system. I think they're using him wrong. But Money Bates is a scorer, so if he's going to put shots up, I just think they need to scheme and put him in better positions to where he gets better shots. I think he needs to be a guy, and I don't want to just say a spot-up shooter, but they have him trying to take guys off the dribble and doing things like that.
Yeah, right
and
now
he's
he's 17 years old.
That's just not his game, yeah. I think maybe one day when he gets stronger, he'll be able to do that, but right now he's just not able to get by guys, and I think they need to run him off screens and get him in positions to get open looks. I just think he's forcing it because he's always been a scorer. So he wants to put shots up, and he wants to help the team win because he's extremely talented, and I think a lot of times he takes these bad shots because everybody's taking bad shots because they're not getting good looks. It's not like everybody else is taking good shots and he's just forcing these shots. Most of the shots that they get are bad shots because the offense just isn't working. So, I think Money is extremely talented. I just don't think they're using him right. With Jalen Duren, I don't think they're getting the ball enough to him in the post. I just don't think the offensive system is a mess. And, again, I think a lot of that goes on Penny Hardaway. But, again, I think
they're not getting Jalen Duren good looks either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not getting him in the paint. They're not posting him up. They're just not using guys right. And again, that all goes back to Penny Hardaway. But I think some of the stuff has to be put on the players too. When you're upperclassmen, they just have to have a better attitude about things than that. And it's just, again, man, just a lot of different dynamics, a lot of different things going on. And I don't think it's just a one-stop fix. I think there's going to be a lot that has to happen to turn this thing around. They definitely have the talent. There's no doubt about that. And that's the only thing that you can kind of lean back on is that the talent is there, man. Just can they find a way to build this chemistry and win some basketball games? Because on paper, man, they should be beating all these teams.
Yeah, on paper, they definitely should. And if you would have told me before the season they'd have 3 losses right now, I'd have told you were crazy, that you were a lunatic. You just don't know anything about sports, and I would have been a lunatic. Isaac Simpson, check him out at Isaac_Rivals on Twitter. He joins me every Thursday at 11:30. He also does, TigerSportsReport.com, but he also does a whole lot for the Memphis Grizzlies. You still got a little Grizzlies podcast going on?
Yeah, man. Sports Ethos Grizzlies. It's used to be formerly Hoopball Grizz, and they changed the name. It's kind of a national brand. Each team has, not every team yet has one, but a lot of teams have one. And yeah, so eventually we'll have all 30 teams. But yeah, man, a tough loss for the Grizzlies last night. Finally took a loss. They were 5-0 without Ja Morant. Played really well in the first half. Jaren Jackson Jr. Looked really good, man. Was getting in the paint, and that's kind of what you want to see instead of a lot earlier in the season, and he was just standing around the perimeter waiting, hunting 3-point shots. You wanted to see more of him getting inside, and you saw that last night. But Luka got loose in the second half, man, had a really good game, and it was the type of game where you really missed Ja. They just couldn't make shots in the second half. Some questionable officiating in the game.
Dylan Brooks was ticked off, wasn't he?
After the game, man, in the post-game press conference, I think he had some strong words, one beginning with a B and the other one beginning with an S. I think he's going to be writing a nice little check to the league there coming up. But everything he said was spot on. The officiating has to be consistent, and he felt like they just weren't protecting the players. So I agree with everything he said. But tough one tonight. Get right back tonight, man. A big game tonight against the Los Angeles Lakers, and had an overtime loss out in L.A. Hopefully they could advance it tonight. We'll see who's on the court for the Lakers. They're guys in and out there with LeBron and AD and Russell. They rest guys here and there, so we'll see what happens. LeBron usually doesn't play in Memphis for some reason. It seems like he never plays when his teams come in here, but it looks like he's going to be a go tonight, so that's going to be a fun one, man. Always fun, and FedEx Forum when the Lakers come to town.
Yeah, Lala's coming to town, Lakerland. LeBron James is ready to go because, man, if you saw the game on Tuesday night against the Celtics, he was just on fire. He had 30 points, 5 assists, bunch of rebounds. The whole Lakers team was just dominant. The score, they only won by 15, but it really wasn't that close. The whole second half, I mean, basically the game was OV. It was OV from the second quarter on. But, yeah, I'm a little bit worried about tonight. Who you like, and if you were going to take the line, and because, we like to gamble, who are you going to drop your money on?
It's tough. I think Lakers, last time I saw were
4-point favorite.
4-point favorite. But I think the Grizzlies win the game outright. I really do. I think they took a loss last night, and I'm still not a believer in this team. I think they did beat the Celtics. Celtics, of course, without Jaylen Brown right now. They're not fully healthy. I go back because the Lakers lost to the Clippers for 48. I don't know, man. I'm still not believing in this
Grizzlies team wins the game.
Yeah, I think the Grizzlies win, man. I think they're going to visit that loss from last night. They have a bad taste in their mouth from that, and I think they find a way to get it done. I think just got to put some points on the board. Their defense has been a lot better, and again, man, I just think they'll be up for this one. It's going to be a big crowd down at FedEx Forum, and I think the Grizzlies get the upset. I was honestly kind of surprised at that line. I mean, Vegas is really giving the Grizzlies a lot of credit. I guess them being on the back-to-back probably play a little bit into it, but I thought it'd probably be Lakers by 1, maybe Grizzlies by 1. So I was kind of surprised when I saw that line, but we'll see, man. It's not going to be easy, but I think they somehow found a way to get the W tonight.
Man, check out Isaac Simpson. Nobody tweets more and tweets better stuff than Isaac does. He takes care of all the games. Big Tiger guy, of course, big Grizzly guy, and a big Dallas Cowboy fan. Did they beat the Redskins or the football team this week?
But I think so. I think they have to, man. The Redskins are Washington football team. I always still call them Redskins. Yeah, but they're right on their heels, man. I think this is a opportunity, possibly the biggest game of the season. I think you win this one, and it kind of, even though you play them again in 2 weeks, I think this kind of pushes them off your back and kind of pushes them down to looking at that last wild card spot with the Eagles, and the Cowboys kind of move forward and still try to find a way to get a top 2 seed, possibly to bye. I think it's going to be tough to get now with 4 losses, but still not out of it. But again, man, it's going to be, anytime you get a division game, it's going to be tough. But I think Cowboys find a way to put one together. It's been a while, even though they won that game against the Saints, they didn't play particularly well. I think they put it together this week. You got a lot of guys coming back. Randy Gregory's back. DeMarcus Lawrence is back. And Neville Gallimore, defensive tackle, is back. Got your receivers, all your receivers back. So I think it's going to be a game where they put it together, and I think they go up to Landover and get a W.
I like it. Cowboys getting the dub against the football team. Hey, be blessed, Isaac. Everybody follow him at Isaac_rival. Read his stuff at TigerSportsReport.com. Listen to his podcast at Ethos Grizzlies. And you also do a podcast for the Tigers, too.
Yeah, man. Tigers Den podcast, man. I've been on a little hiatus, but I'm definitely going to crank that bad boy back up with a lot going on with the Tigers. So that's going to be coming back. So make sure at the Tigers Den pod, make sure you check that out. We'll be returning soon.
Be blessed. I'll talk to you soon, Isaac.
Will do, man. Talk to you next week.
That's my buddy Isaac Simpson. Again, check him out every single Thursday right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
You have opinions?
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Napa know-how.
Right now, a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil is only $19.99. It's the hottest deal of the year for the coldest time of the year. So if you're in your car right now, there's no need to turn on the heat. I'm about to read this sizzler again. That's Napa full synthetic for a hot $19.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Offer ends 12/31/21.
Acura of Memphis invites you to experience the season of performance and the all-new, completely redesigned 2022 Acura MDX. It's the most advanced SUV Acura has ever built. Experience the convenience of full connectivity, including built-in Alexa, Wi-Fi hotspot, and wireless charging from the stunning interior, complete with third-row seating. Stop by our state-of-the-art facility and take advantage of our aggressive APR offers today. Ridgeway at 385 or shop online from the convenience of your home now. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdingers. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdingers, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdingers offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Two of college football's most exciting offenses will clash in this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl as Mississippi State takes on Texas Tech. This one could be a scoreboard buster. Then at halftime, there's more high-octane entertainment with Jason D. Williams.
Whole lot of shaking going on.
It's all happening December 28th at 5:45. Get your tickets today by calling 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. A lot of stuff going on in the world of sports, my man. We got some NFL action because we have NFL action tonight. Dalvin Cook will be playing for Minnesota. You got the Steelers, who are going on the road after a big win and a lucky save. TJ Watt got just enough in the way of Lamar Jackson, who pushed the pass, just passed on the two-point conversion attempt, but it still doesn't matter right now. This Steelers team, I'm sorry, I just don't believe in them. This Minnesota team, I know they let you down. I know they look like trash against Jared Goff and the Lions. But at home, they got to have a bounce-back week. I just feel like with Cook being back, defense is healthy. I feel like Minnesota's going to go out there and get it done. This dude, Ben Roethlisberger, Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
Not playing like one right now, though.
Not playing like he looked good, pretty good last week. He does make some plays here and there. I do love their backfield and everything, but man, come on. It's just it ain't the same Big Ben out there. He hasn't aged as gracefully as Tom Brady. Taking a lot more shots.
I think about that all the time, seeing those two guys. I saw the other day a close-up picture of Matt Ryan, who I think is like 6 years younger than Tom Brady. He looks about 20 years older than Tom Brady.
Mac Jones looks like a 12-year-old, doesn't he?
He does.
Whenever I see him after the post-game presser, I'm like, I can't believe he's the starting quarterback for the Patriots.
He is such a goofball in those press conferences, too. He's just so happy-go-lucky.
He is. That's what I'm saying. You can't help but like him. He's almost like he's childlike and sweet, and he's a quarterback for a pro football team, and he's pretty damn good.
Speaking of the Vikings, too, I think if they hadn't lost to the Lions last week, this line would be way bigger.
Yeah, speaking of big, we got to talk a lot of crazy stuff on Hardwood. We got teams facing eviction out of their arena. Dylan Brooks was ticked. We got a fight in a soccer game. No, fight in a Canadian football game. We got Soccer Girl just checking homie. Really good stuff. Plus, I don't know if you heard this, but there's a man who's got a Cliff Kingsbury tattoo. Did you know that Cliff Kingsbury, K2 is Cliff Kingsbury for Cliff Kingsbury?
Oh, I
Ks.
get it. K squared.
So K squared, baby. That's Cliff Kingsbury. An ex-Cardinal who has been killing Cliff Kingsbury talking about how he's no good and he's trash. Well, he had to get a tattoo because had to eat his words this early in the season because he said he couldn't win 10 games. They're 10-2. I'll tell you who that player is. And plus, I'm just sad. We got to say a prayer for Jalen and Molly. They're getting divorced, man. It's Christmas time. But as Jay said, he's very excited that Molly's single. Good luck, Jay.
Thank you.
We wish you the best.
I got her.
Coming up next, we got some Hardwood. We'll talk a little Ole Miss football. We're going to have a lot of fun. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
This holiday season, head into Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the hottest gifts from Callaway and Bushnell, featuring Callaway's Epic Woods, framing the future of speed with speed frame and AI technology for maximum ball speed and maximum forgiveness. It's the ultimate epic driver. And don't miss these hot gifts from Bushnell, like the Tour V5 and the Tour V5 Shift with Pin Seeker technology, or the Wingman with Bluetooth and audible GPS for distance. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, or shop us online for the holidays at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine is celebrating their 35th year. Come in today and choose from a big selection of tequilas, vodkas, and over 70 different single malts. Bourbon whiskey fans will find over 200 bourbons and whiskeys from around the world, along with wines from every region for all you wine enthusiasts. Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine, 146 Highway 72, Suite 102 in Collierville. It's next to Captain John's Barbecue. Open every day, including Sundays from 10 to 7 for football and all sports fans. Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine, celebrating 35 years with you.
The Memphis Tigers are once again teaming up with the city of Memphis for the annual Tiger Toy Drive to help families in need during the holiday season. Bring a new unwrapped toy to the women's game against Southern December 4th and you'll get free admission to the door. In addition, if you bring a new unwrapped toy to either men's game against Murray State December 10th or Alabama December 14th, you'll receive up to 2 free tickets to the Alabama State game December 21st. Come watch the Tigers and donate to a great cause.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? If your lights seem dim, it's probably time to change them. We can help you do the job right. If you do decide to change your lights, we've got reliable replacement lights waiting for you. We've even got headlight restoration kits that can have your existing lights shining brighter. You can get whatever you need fast with our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a beautiful day. Got all kinds of crazy stuff to talk about. I'm excited for some hardwood. Plus, did you know we're going to talk about some SEC awards they've been given out? I will give you one sneak little peek if you haven't read them yet. Kirby Smart won Coach of the Year.
Didn't even win the league.
No. Let's just be honest. That means the voting took place before the SEC championship game.
Had to have.
Because no way Kirby Smart should have won that bad boy after the shellacking they took in the SEC championship game. But we'll talk about the honors a little bit more. We'll talk about a little Heisman, some Heisman snubs. We'll also talk about some weird stuff that happened in the NBA last night. Well, I mean, in college basketball. You know how we had, I didn't tell you this. You gave me the under yesterday. My buddy Mitch gave me a 4. He's like, dude, I got 4 plays for you. I was like, all right, what do you got? And he's like, bro, we're taking Towson plus 14. Bing, bang, boom, hit. Towson lost to Ohio State by 11. He's like, take Arizona minus 16.5. They won by 19. Boom. Hit. No, actually, they won. I'm sorry. They won by 29. Yeah, 29. It was an easy hit. So I won also, of course, the Clippers money line, and then I had the Nuggets money line who won in overtime against the Pelicans. That one made me sweat. But I hit that little 4-game parlay.
OT wins are great when you have parlays going.
They are. And I had to pay attention to the Ohio State Towson game. Did you hear what happened during the broadcast?
No idea what happened during the broadcast.
Well, it got really weird. And I'm about to tell you about that on the other side when we go to Hardwood. But I got to explain to you how we get a little Hardwood. Well, my friends at Hemp 2.0 give me Hardwood. I'm going over there today. I'm excited about going over there today. I'm very, very stoked. I cannot wait. 3670 South Houston Levee Road in Collierville, Hemp 2.0. I'll probably get there around, 2:45, 3-ish. Get my edibles on, some tinks, some topicals, some CBD roll on for Chas. Also, I got to get my pets some of those edibles because the dog edibles calm my dogs down better than the Thunder Jacket. CBD, plus it's good for them. It's healthy little snacks, and it makes them chill like a villain. Just sit back and chill and let them rub on. You can rub on their belly, man. You know what I'm saying? Sweet little puppies when you give them a little CBD, baby. Plus, again, it's good for them. So experience the finest all-natural products at Hemp 2.0. They have over 100 different brands. Again, they have the latest lines of CBD, Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10. I've gone through the Deltas a lot, and I like them a lot. I get the Moon Rocks, the Tarantula Joint. But, man, I'm telling you, the carts are out of control. I like the disposal ones because you can still charge them up, but I don't have to worry about always keeping up. Because I used to always lose my charger. But, dude, you don't lose it when it's one thing. Because you'll have your cart, but you'll be like, man, where's my charger? So those disposal ones are awesome. Plus, they have crumble. They have dabs. They have everything you can think about. It's the best stuffing stocker around. Go to Hemp 2.0 in Collierville. You will be able to get all the goodies, and you'll make somebody the happiest person in the world because you're going to make them, they're healthier. It's about wellness. It's also about, again, your health and your lifestyle, especially if you just like me want to go eat some edibles when I get off work and enjoy the rest of my afternoon and play a bunch of games because we got some bets we're going to give you in a minute. But remember, don't forget to get all the best stuff to manage your pain, ease your anxiety, just feel better. Whatever it is you need, they got you covered at 3670 South Houston Levee Road in Collierville. Shop Hemp 2.0 online. That's shophemp20.com. Or again, go check them out. Hemp 2.0 don't play no games. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Ooh-wee. So last night got a little bit weird, man. So Mark Adams.
That could mean a number of different things.
Dude, okay.
Mark Adams.
Yes.
The head coach of Texas Tech, Mark Adams?
No, the ESPN commentator.
Oh, he also does play-by-play for the Kings.
Yes. Well, he went on a bizarre tangent last night about snakes. So you got Towson and Ohio State, and this game wasn't blown out, okay? And again, anyone who's listened to some Bill Walton broadcast, which I love.
Me too.
You've heard some crazy stuff behind the microphone. Let's just be honest.
Bill Walton still tours with the Dead.
Yes, dude. By the way, it's right now. I can't believe this, but John Mayer, who's basically him and Mickey. Oh my goodness! What they're doing, it's Dead and Company.
It's awesome.
Holy bleep!
My favorite.
Go to Hemp 2.0 and then listen to some Dead Company.
There you go.
Wee baby. But anyway, he went on a very bizarre rant. Mark Andrews did. And he started talking about, how snakes mate. He talked about how he owns a...
That's actually a great question. How do snakes mate?
All you have to do is go listen to it.
It's eggs, right? They lay eggs.
He has a python. But he also talked about the mating rituals of African snakes on the broadcast last night. And I don't know about you, but I thought that was a really weird weird. Like, I mean, hearing Bill Walton at the Dead taking dabs is one thing. Like, I'm like, yeah, cool, what's up? Hearing about how, like, chronicling the adventures of reptiles and how they mate during a college basketball game is a little strange.
So, John, when snakes mate, the male snake extends his hemipenis, two organs that come out of the cloaca, and fertilizes the egg inside the female. The female snake and the male snake may stay joined for as long as 1 day, though it's usually over in about an hour. You may be curious as to why snakes have two hemipenises, are you?
Actually, I think he said something about that because I did know that he also let the nationwide audience know that the ball pythons become sexually active at the age of 5.
Really?
Yes.
That seems a little early to be sexually active. How early? No, I don't want to ask that question. I lost.
So what's the hemipenis?
So I just lost it, but it said you might be interested as to why the snake has two hemipenises. It's because each one is attached to a different testicle.
Oh.
This means that the snake may be able to alternate the sides they use in an effort to use as many sperm cells as possible.
Give it up for the snakes out there.
How about that?
Interesting.
Two penises.
Fun fact that you learned on Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
See, exactly. Well, and if you watch the Townsend Ohio State game last night, see, this is why it was interesting information, and Mark Adams knew it.
Yes, it was interesting information, and I was very glad that Towson covered the 14.5.
Yeah.
Now, we got some other weird stuff going on in the world.
Yes, I got one for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay. You kind of sound like this one's scary.
It is kind of scary. You know that chicken tenders are at risk of an extinction.
What?
Chicken tenders are at risk for an extinction. So
wait. Chicken tenders?
Chicken tenders. So you might notice if you go to like Zaxby's or these places that sell chicken tenders, prices have skyrocketed.
I actually did notice that.
It's apparently all due to like inflation and the shortage in the
we got a shortage
chain.
in chickens?
Well, I think chicken tenders. Because remember, wings for a while were in shortage, so now chicken tenders.
Oh my gosh.
The meat is getting to be too expensive for people to buy, so it's either going to skyrocket the prices, or a lot of places are going to have to stop making and selling them. Which chicken tenders are one of my go-tos. I know it's kind of a child's dish, but I love chicken tenders. I eat chicken tendies all the time. Love a good tendy.
You might have to swear off chicken tenders.
Why would I do that? They're so good, John.
You're gonna have to go for the breast.
So like grilled chicken is what you're saying?
Or the wings, yes.
But there was a wing shortage for a while too. I don't think
I think they're back.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I still eat wings.
Me too, every now and again.
I eat them at Central Barbecue all the time, buddy.
Oh, they're great. Smoke is their sauce.
But you know what? You might have to swear off wings if there's a shortage.
Yeah.
You just might have to sacrifice.
I guess.
Speaking of sacrifices, do you know Lamar Odom has changed his life?
That's good.
Do you remember Lamar Odom?
Yeah. Excuse me, I get choked up.
I know.
Thinking about his life and everything that was going on there. Yes, I remember Lamar Odom. Oh, what a guy.
He is the gentleman who was one of the first with the Kardashian Khloe. He also is the one who nearly died after overdosing and partying hard at Den Hoffa's
he was knocking
brothel.
He was knocking on death's
door.
door.
The Bunny Ranch.
He was knocking on death's door.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't like Axl Rose singing, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, or Bob Dylan. It was like, yo, bro, I can see the light. Like, I can't believe they were able to bring him back.
Like what's the country song? I Saw the Light. Who is that?
Oh, my goodness. I know the song, but I have no idea.
He has a son that's saying, Hank Williams, thank you.
Oh, okay. You're funny. Lamar Odom, though, also said that, right now, a year ago yesterday, he left his ex-fiancée. Now, listen to what he did. So, he got, remember, he got engaged to Sabrina Parr.
Okay. Who is Sabrina Parr?
That was his former fiance.
Just a woman, okay.
I mean, I don't know actually what she does.
Anyway.
But the point is, Lamar gets down on one knee, gets engaged to Sabrina Parr. They go down and start kind of celebrating, and they go to the W Hotel in Atlanta. And he says, like, he just realized he had to go. So a year ago yesterday, he left his ex-fiancée at the W Hotel without even telling her a thing. When she realized he was gone, he was already back in San Diego. She just thought he went out maybe on a bender or something. When she found out, that is not a smart way. He received, he said, over 250 calls and text messages over the course of last December. for her wanting to fix it, to fix their relationship. And he says, together we were toxic. Independently and collectively toxic. He also came out and said he hated being alone, and he sought solace in marijuana, a slew of random women, and since he didn't really love any of them or really himself, he just did it to beat loneliness. So now he comes out and he says, so one day my soul opened up, the light bulb went off, and I wanted and needed a change for me. So he worked really hard, got with his team, got a fresh start, said that his basketball team gave him a second chance, so he didn't want to let them down. Today he said he's drug-free, he's pornography addiction-free, marijuana-free, relationship-free, and he's rebuilding a relationship with himself, his family, and he's focused on his faith, growth, his brand, and he says, I am a legend. I own that. I am also a recovering addict. I own that too. So, dude, is Lamar going to be able to, is he on a new up and up? It looks like he's doing all right, isn't he?
That's what that sounds like what you do when you're coming off of a bender is just resetting your life like that. That's kind of like the first step, it seems like. I don't know if you know.
He's farther than in the first step,
well,
obviously.
Right. But you know the comedian John Mulaney. Do you know who this guy is?
No.
He's just a comedian. He's a young guy. He was married, and he also was a little bit of a drug addict, had to go to rehab, but that's what he did. Just reset his life. He had to get a divorce. He had to just start from the beginning again, reset his life. And so that's good. Yeah, that's a good step for Lamar. I'm happy for Lamar.
Yes, happy for Lamar. Go Lamar. It's your birthday. Now, speaking of Lamar,
it's not his birthday.
This is totally weird and awkward. And Lamar's probably been in some awkward situations.
No, I'll tell you what.
You come out after seeing the light and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't die. There were probably moments that he almost wished he did because the whole world was talking about him ODing in a brothel.
Yeah.
Going Tony Montana.
And it was Kardashian news too,
it
just goes
fire,
crazy.
Dude. It was wildfire. Now, you talk about how there's some awkward things going on in the Tiger basketball. Their locker room is a little awkward, right?
Awk City.
Awkward City.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Jake Haener. Do you know who he is? He's a Fresno State quarterback.
Okay.
He was called a traitor for entering the transfer portal.
Well, he's literally a traitor.
He was called,
a transfer.
Listen, a lot of people transfer. He was going to transfer to Washington from Fresno State, okay?
Oh, moving on up.
No, I'm sorry. He transferred from Washington to Fresno State.
The opposite of the Jeffersons.
Okay. Then he, is doing pretty good. All things are going well. He's 9-3 as their quarterback. Had a really good season. Well, then all of a sudden, at the end of the season, Kalen DeBoer was hired as their new head coach at Washington, who was the former quarterbacks coach at Fresno State. Okay, offensive coordinator.
I'm following.
So there is a relationship here. Well, when he went back to Washington, all of a sudden, Jake says, "Hey, man, you know what? I'm going to enter the transfer portal for a second time, and I'm probably going to go follow my offensive coordinator and my quarterbacks coach up to Washington."
Seems like a good reason to transfer.
Well, all the team went bananas. In fact, under their goalpost, they hung up a huge sign that says, Haener is a traitor.
Well, that rhymes, too, so it says just automatically
Haener
a good sign.
is a traitor, and they put it underneath the college football goalpost. Football is the greatest sport in the world, by the way.
It is. Well, I like basketball, but I'm a football guy, too.
And then all of a sudden, head coach Jeff Tedford kind of...
Jeffy T.
He was close with Haener.
Yeah, I imagine.
So he reached out and talked to the quarterback, kind of smoothed things over, said, hey, you know what? You need to stay here. You're on an upward trajectory.
We got a good team going on.
We got a good thing going, my man. Be the Bulldogs quarterback.
Following the footsteps of Derek Carr and the like.
But then my man had to look and see, the pictures of the sign calling him a traitor. All of his players bashing him on social media.
Did he change his mind?
No, he's going back. Either he's just thick-skinned, doesn't give a crap, or, I don't even know what to say. That is, to me, that would be awkward. Your teammates hang a huge sign under the goalpost for everybody at the school to see, and they call you a traitor.
I'm looking now to see if Washington plays Fresno State anytime soon, because that would be a great game. I mean, we got to get them on the schedule now if they're not.
That would be interesting.
Wouldn't it? I mean, that's exactly what we want to see then. If you're going to fight in words, let's fight then. Let's get after it.
I'm down. Speaking of fighting, though, there's this young lady named Samantha Kerr. I don't want to fight this girl. You know, I was talking about the other day, anyway, that doesn't even matter about the other day. So, do you know Chelsea and, is it Juventus or Juventus?
No, you don't pronounce the day. Juventus.
Juventus. Okay, so Chelsea and Juventus, they're playing in like a big Champions League match.
Correct.
Okay? So, it's going down on the field. Well, all of a sudden, this idiot runs out on the field with his phone, and he runs up next to the players and he takes a selfie. And then he starts running to another player and takes a selfie. And the security guard is kind of chasing him around, and they're not very good at their job. And he goes and takes another selfie. And then he suddenly turns away from the security guard. And then my girl Samantha Kerr takes off in about a 15-yard dead sprint, lowers the shoulder, and just floored my man.
So not even
sideways.
Not even a form tackle.
No,
Targeting.
Dude, it was awesome, dude. She checked him so hard. And, dude, his camera goes flying. He goes flying. Hope that selfie was worth it, buddy, because that looked like that hurt.
It sounds like he lost his phone. It sounds like he lost his phone, though, too.
He won't even be able to see his selfies, man. Oh, poor guy.
Poor guy, indeed.
No, I'm just kidding. What an idiot, though.
Well, as long as you're not streaking, even then, I don't hate a streaker either.
No, they're really funny. Remember,
they're funny.
What was it? It was like Golden Vegas or Golden Palace. Casino guy, the guy who always had Golden Palace.
Oh,
on his back
yeah.
And would run out there naked for advertising.
Well, and then there was the one guy, the one streaker that was during a football game, and you could have heard this live on Sports 56 WHBQ with Kevin Harlan on the call. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
That was so funny.
Where he's like, he's at the 20, he's at the 30,
Yes.
he's at the 40, he goes back to the 30, back to the 20.
That was awesome. I talked about that actually back in the day on Hardwood.
On Hardwood, there you go, full circle.
All right, so Canadian football is not a really big topic.
The Argonauts,
dude,
baby.
But man, Canadian Football League has now suspended Toronto Argonauts Vice President of Player Personnel after a following investigation. So you had the Hamilton Tiger Cats playing the Toronto Argonauts. The Hamilton Tiger Cats prevailed in a really big game.
I've heard of both these teams. Manziel played for the Tiger Cats, right?
Yeah, dude. Maybe, sure.
Sure, why not? Yeah, no one's going to fact check that.
Like, who
hey,
cares
everybody.
about- yeah.
Hey, listeners, Johnny Manziel played for the Tiger Cats. Go ahead, John, continue.
So, my man's name is John Murphy. And you're like, why did the Canadian Football League suspend him indefinitely? What did he do so bad to get this big, huge suspension? You would think he's like a very level-headed, solid-thinking man. He's the vice president of player personnel. Nope. So after this hotly contested Canadian football contest,
everybody was watching.
Everybody and their grandmother up north is watching. Having maple syrup, eating Canadian bacon. And all of a sudden there is some Hamilton Tiger Cat fans who are giving the team when they're walking through, when the teams leave the field. Well, at this stadium, they have to kind of walk through like a little. It's not quite as nice as we would say in the NFL. So they have to kind of curve around, and they go underneath a little thing
roundabout.
So a little roundabout, and there's like fans all standing on the sides, on both sides,
to watch them run out.
Yeah, and they just bring out the cages. It's not like a high security situation,
right?
But these are football players. You don't think a bunch of stuff is going to go wrong with fans.
No.
But as the vice president is walking to the locker room after this tough loss, got players around him, a lady sticks out her middle finger at him. He stops, turns around, takes swipe at said middle finger.
Get that out of my face.
Yes. Then he called her the F word.
Oh, no.
Not the homophobic F word.
A MF-er kind of
He called,
F
yes.
word.
Mm-hmm. He went off on her. And then he tries to slap back at her and smack her in the face. And that's when all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose.
Sounds like it.
The Hamilton Tiger Cats, they weren't taking that mess.
They shouldn't.
Dude, who's this dude slapping at one of their fans, especially a female when you're a dude? Like, that's not cool.
Why is the vice president on the field, too? You know, who are you, Jerry Jones? What are you going to do down there?
Yeah, John Murphy.
Yeah, John.
Nobody knows you.
Who are you,
Except
John?
for now you're infamous and
now
you just lost your job.
Exactly. Now we know John.
But I will tell you, after, so you have the players who are still walking by. All of a sudden, they see their vice president of player personnel. You see a bunch of gates go over. Everybody bum rushes and starts fighting. The players get in there and they start fighting. It was a wild brawl.
So you know how they get flags?
And he started the whole thing.
Exactly. So you know how they get flags and kick people out to whoever initiated the fights? How do you throw a flag for this one? Who gets a flag? Who gets kicked out? It's got to be the VP. Got to kick the VP out.
It's got to be the VP. Canadian football players losing their minds. I thought it was pretty wild, to be honest with you.
No, you were right. That is wild.
And then I got to tell you, because I was teasing this earlier, there is a pro sports team that's facing eviction from their arena.
Oh, I'm excited to hear it. It's in Arizona, as you said.
Yes, it is in Arizona.
Don't be the It's not the Coyotes, is it?
Yes, it is the Coyotes.
It's the Coyotes.
They're a professional organization.
They're
not
National Hockey League.
They're in the NHL, people.
The league.
The league, and I'm not talking about the TV show, by the way. Have you ever seen the league?
Love the league. It kind of petered out towards the end, but at the beginning it was
how
great.
many, honestly,
how many fantasy football storylines can you make
continue
for a sitcom? Exactly.
Yeah, so that's understandable.
It was a great show in its prime.
It was a great show in its prime. But yes, this is very, very bad. They were $1.3 million in the red, like owing the city in taxes.
I love the color red, but that's not good in finance.
No. I don't think so,
Yeah,
right?
it's not,
I'm doing this right?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just kidding. But no, they owed $1.3 million, so they put a lien on the arena. And on December 20th, they were going to lock them out. Well, their president came out and said this was they had to do an internal investigation, figure out why these taxes weren't paid. They did an internal investigation, he said, and came back, named no names, and said human error. But yet, good news, they cut a check today for $1.3 million, and they will not be locked out of their arena.
Well, it's good that they had the money to support the mistake, because that could be a really bad mistake if you don't have the money to make up for it.
Yeah, that would probably be really bad, wouldn't it?
The college I went to made that mistake.
Oh.
They were giving out double scholarships, and when they finally figured it out, they were $8 million in debt or something like that.
Whoa. And by the way, can I just tell you one of my favorite new drinking games, since it's like the holiday season, and it is Hardwood? Have you heard about basically beer darts?
Barts? No, I haven't.
You don't know what beer darts are?
No.
A casual game between two friends.
What is that?
It's not. Is it me? I think it's you, John.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know.
Weird. That was coming from me.
Live radio. Who
Hey,
knows?
dude. Hey, what can I say? I'm proud of myself. But no, beer darts is a new game that I want you to play with your family this year.
Barts.
Because one, throwing sharp objects at beer cans is just cool. And the way you play the game, so is if you throw a dart into a beer, you got to go run over there and open it, and you got to drink it to where the dart is, not covering it.
Right.
And then you got to get all the way down to the bottom to where the beer is empty, and then you got to throw it into the hoop. So everybody's just getting drunk on beer.
Wait a minute.
And
throw it into like the can?
You have to actually throw it inside the lid at the very end. But if you only get one shot, so if you lose, you got to bring out another beer. And then you got to keep throwing the beer darts at it. And you get to throw darts at beers and drink beers. And I don't know. It's kind of
sounds like a great game.
It sounds like a new holiday tradition we should start.
At the Harden House.
I'm definitely starting it this year. Go get you some canned beer, baby.
You and Blade.
Sit back. Yeah, me, Blade, Clint. We'll all get down. Kev, it'll be on. But yeah, beer darts is a new game. I hope you enjoy it. Doesn't that sound fun?
I've learned so much on today's show. Not even joking. I have learned so much that I did not know when I got here today.
Man, we're going to keep bringing it to you. Some seriously disappointing news for Ole Miss. We'll talk about that on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Get it? Former Memphis Tiger Gabe Kuhn joins Brett Norsworthy for Sports Time on Sports 56, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete dental service, vaccinations, preventative care for fleas, ticks, and heartworms, and just about any needed surgical treatment. And did I mention that we treat cats and all types of exotic pets? We are the newest member of the Barks family and the newest, most high-tech veterinary hospital in the Mid-South. Located directly across the street from Barks and Recreation, we are a full-service hospital with a fantastic, experienced staff. If you're having problems getting a timely appointment at your current vet's facility, we are here to serve you. Call us at 901-979-8888. Barks and Medication. Excellence in veterinary care.
The Christmas sale is happening now at Family Leisure. Did you know that's where Santa goes to shop? Oh, yes. Why? Because arcades are up to 25% off. Air hockey and foosball tables, they start at just $149.99. You can get great deals on hot tubs and saunas. Let me tell you, that is perfect for the winter weather. Trampolines, up to 20% off. This is the best time to buy. Pool tables and shuffleboard tables in stock and ready for delivery. They're not waiting on a boat somewhere. Speaking of delivery, those schedules are filling up very, very fast. So reserve your date now, just in time for Christmas. It's the Family Leisure Christmas Sale. It's happening now. Remember, shop early, shop local, and shop where Santa shops. It's Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40. It's where family and fun come together for the holidays.
Action247.com is your Tennessee sportsbook for same-day pay. Action247.com. Local, legal. A sportsbook by Tennesseans, for Tennesseans. Win a little or win a lot. Action247 has same-day pay. The other guys make you wait for your winnings. No more waiting with Action247 same-day pay. Visit us online at Action247.com. Local, legal. Action247. You got action.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-889-9789.
Two of college football's most exciting offenses will clash in this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl as Mississippi State takes on Texas Tech. This one could be a scoreboard buster. Then at halftime, there's more high-octane entertainment with Jason D. Williams. It's all happening December 28th at 5:45. Get your tickets today by calling 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a thirsty Thursday in the Mid-South, and we're talking a little football, a little bit of Ole Miss, actually a whole lot of Ole Miss, because we have Ole Miss Evie at Twitter, at Ole Miss Evie. It's Evie Van Pelt. She's the publisher of the Rebel Walk, your number one source for all things Rebel sports. Trust me, follow the Rebel Walk as well. It's at the Rebel Walk. And she joins me pretty much every Deadgum Thursday, even when she's on the road heading out of town, because she's just that Deadgum sweet. Evie, I hope you're having a very fun and safe trip. How's life?
Oh, life is great. Thank you for having me. You don't know how excited I am to be back on.
Oh, thank you. I just love that. That makes my day. And plus, I just also love your voice. And talking Ole Miss sports with you is just a lot of fun. And I got to say this straight up off the bat. I feel like Ole Miss fans had to have a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, because I know a lot of Ole Miss fans, and the elation of getting Lane Kiffin back. The fact that Alabama was able to slap Georgia, because everybody in Ole Miss was actually an Alabama fan during that SEC championship game. I got them into the Sugar Bowl against Baylor. It's going to be a great game. Everybody down in Oxford's got to be looking forward to it. But then of course on Saturday when the Rebels beat the Tigers, that was wild. So everybody, it felt like Ole Miss was on a super high that they hadn't been on in a while. Things are going good. And then Jeff Lebby decides to go to Oklahoma. You have Matt Corral, who's left out ahead, like going to New York. Right now, where are Ole Miss fans at?
My gosh, you just perfectly encapsulated the roller coaster life of an Ole Miss Rebel fan. I think really the high, you're right, of Saturday. Ole Miss fans, really needed Alabama to win so we could get that third place finish and be the highest ranked SEC team not in the college football playoffs, because that's who goes to the Sugar Bowl. So that was wonderful. 67-63 win over Memphis in basketball. That was great. And you're right. I think that, finding out that Kiffin and Ole Miss had agreed to a contract extension, you and I had talked about that numerous times.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Bless his heart, Keith Carter, I felt sure was on top of it, and he certainly was. So once again, kudos to one of the best athletic directors out there, I think, in Keith Carter. And, you mentioned about the Heisman and Matt, and we at the Rebel Walk have been, we've been pro Corral for quite some time now, and I really feel like he deserved to be in New York. And so that's a shame that he's not given that opportunity to be there. And then, like you say, with Jeff Lebby, I think really probably it was a very, very tough decision for the Rebels offensive coordinator. And I think ultimately it's like Bear Bryant used to say, when mama calls, you go home, and he's an OU alum. So I can see, I can certainly see why he decided to ultimately go. But it's been up and down. You're right.
Yeah, it's been absolutely wild. And the other thing is, Matt Corral, you would think to himself, oh my gosh, finalist for the Heisman. But the person that's probably going to win the Heisman also kept him on the second team All SEC and Bryce Young, because he is Mr. Do It All, and end up being second team. That's kind of wild when you think about it, isn't it?
It really is. And, here's what I think kind of a difference is, though. I do feel like, Matt is the only FBS quarterback, I think, to have over 3,000 yards passing and over 500 yards rushing. And so, being the only at anything is pretty phenomenal, much less, let's just be real. Matt led this team to more wins than any Ole Miss team has ever had in the history of Ole Miss ever in the regular season, in 10 wins. And I feel like, and as you and I have talked about, whether it was him being injured or him at times literally having 2 walk-on receivers to throw to, or, whatever, I think he just really, as Matt goes, that is how the team goes. So I think, without a doubt, I think he's probably the most important player to his team of any team in the country. And Bryce Young is a phenomenal player. Boy, he stepped up against Georgia. I just think the Heisman is really a statistically driven award, and Ole Miss has such a balanced offense. I think if that Matt just had fewer statistical opportunities. I think you put him in Alabama's offense, and probably he's the Heisman winner, if not front runner, also. So I just think that it's a numbers game, and Kiffin has said that before. But in terms of the MVP to his team, I just hands down, I'm going to go with Corral every time.
I'm with you on that one. And I got to ask about Dontario Drummond. He said he's going to go to the Senior Bowl. It accepts the invitation. When you look at this Ole Miss Rebels team, who do you think's number one off the board in the NFL draft?
I really have to go with Corral. I've got an article coming out later this week from we interviewed Mike Detillier, who is a college football and NFL draft analyst and expert, and he's got Corral. He said before the season he had him going second round, but now he has him going first round after watching his body of work throughout the year, and he projects him, if not the first quarterback off the board, then, second. I mean, he has him virtually tied with Kenny Pickett of Pitt. So I think that's interesting. I absolutely think we'll see Matty go first.
I'm actually with you on that one. I like Kenny Pickett, don't get me wrong. Been a 4-year starter, played a lot of football, had some crazy plays this year, has been really good. But, man, what Corral does, as quick as he makes decisions on that read option that they're now using in the NFL all the time, just watch the Kansas City Chiefs. He does it as good as anybody I've ever seen. So good luck to Matt.
He sure does. Yeah, he sure does. And, I think it's really interesting. Another thing that's important to me as an Ole Miss person, a fan and a journalist, is Matt absolutely has every reason to opt out and not play in the Sugar Bowl. I mean, if you're a potential first-round draft pick, there are a lot of kids
Plus, Baylor's
out there.
got a mean defense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not even sure Kenny Pickett is going to play. I mean, I've heard perhaps he may opt out. So, I just think the fact that Matt is, he told us, I want to ride with my brothers one last time, and I I'm just really proud of that kid. And, everybody has their reasons, and I wouldn't think any less of him if he did opt out, but I just think it's super cool that he wants to finish out and play in that bowl game.
Heck of a season for the Rebs. Lane Kiffin, everybody's done such a great job over there. But now that we do know that Jeff Lebby's going to join Brent Venerable out at OU, which I think is Clemson, if you look at it, they lose Brent Venerable, one of the best defense coordinators in football. Dabo Lee's his athletic director he's had since 2012. Clemson might be going another direction. But do you know the direction that maybe Lane Kiffin is thinking to replace Jeff Lebby?
I sure don't. But I tell you what, I think that Ole Miss fans breathed such a sigh of relief when Kiffin agreed to terms, because I think, he's going to get somebody good, innovative, talented, and, make no mistake. I mean, I appreciate Jeff Lebby so much, and I think he's a phenomenal offensive coordinator and is going to do big things. And I don't even know how long he'll be at OU, because I fully expect him to be a head coach, in the not so distant future, because he is such a talented guy. But Lane Kiffin isn't any slouch either in the offensive department, or any other for that matter. But I think that, probably you've heard all the same names I have. Ole Miss fans really, want to take a look at Kendall Briles and Graham Harrell and, Joe Brady, T. Martin. So there are a lot of names. We've got an article up at therebelwalk.com of kind of our top 10 candidates, and there's some interesting ones on there. But, I just feel really, really confident with Kiffin in control of the program and Keith running things, on the administrative side of it. I think Ole Miss fans are going to be really pleased with whomever it is they hire.
I have to say I agree with that 100%. I mean, like you said, Keith Carter, he's pushing all the right buttons. Lane Kiffin, he's definitely no slouch. He's been a perfect hire for the Rebels. They've locked him up. Matt's going to play in the Sugar Bowl. If they get to 11 wins, what a season it could be. Baylor, though, I do have to say that stop against Oklahoma State at the end of the game, that was absolutely crazy. They're a pretty good football team. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. I was watching that game. That was an amazing game also. And I think that's, it's funny because a lot of times I think people in the SEC, I mean, I'm guilty of this too, look at the Big 12 and think, pass happy or maybe not so much defense or whatever, and that is not the case. And Baylor has a very good running game. I think they're going to be a challenge. They've got some physical running backs and offensive line. I think their running game is actually 17th in the nation. 214 yards a game. So, maybe not as typical of an offense as what SEC fans would think of them. But anyway, I think that they've got a really good defender. Jalen Petre is a hybrid defensive back, linebacker, plays the star position. He's really good. They got a solid team. And actually, I think as of right now, I think Baylor's a 1.5-point favorite right now. So
Yeah,
it will be.
It's going to be a
good
close game, but with Matt Corral playing, and this could be the cherry on the top, the last game, like you said, he rolls out there with his brothers. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling like this is going to be a Rebel game. And, yes, Baylor's offense has struggled, but their defense has been great. But Oklahoma State, Spencer Sanders, he threw 4 interceptions in that game. I don't see Matt Corral going in there and having that bad of a game. So I'm liking the Rebels in the Sugar Bowl already. Now, speaking of basketball, is Jarkel Joyner, is he going to become a normal name down in Oxford?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. I think we're seeing kind of the birth of him. Maybe not the birth, but the quickly maturing.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, he really is. And it was a shame that we saw. I'm sure you saw that Robert Allen is now out for the season with a knee injury, and so that's going to hurt. But I think we're going to see some other kids step up. But absolutely, Jarkel is. Boy, he's fun to watch. He's a fun player.
Yeah, he's having a really good season. Kermit Davis. What do you think? Is this a team? They're right now undefeated at home. What are they? 6-2 on the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just kind of wondering right now. Are Rebels fans thinking possibly maybe NCAA run?
Well, it's funny. I think before Saturday against the Tigers, I think Ole Miss fans were like, what is going on? They dropped a couple of games earlier this season in Charleston. And so I think that, fans were like, what's going on? But watching them play against Memphis, and make no mistake, I think Memphis has got so many talented players, Amani Bates and Jurens, and I think that they're going to figure it out at some point. But yes, I think that this win was a very, very, it bodes well. It was an important game in terms of the net rankings and such. And, I think that, you're going to see the Rebels probably just get a little better and better as they kind of figure out who's doing what and gel together. But absolutely, Jarkel is fun to watch, as is Nasir Brooks. Man, he just went to the free throw line and nailed it. That's not easy with the game on the line at the end.
It didn't look like it bothered him a bit, did it?
No, it didn't. It did not. I always try and put myself in their position because, fans get so frustrated when they miss, but I just sit there and think, I can't imagine doing that in front of thousands of people, and, it'd be a little nerve-wracking, but absolutely, I was proud of him too. So, I think that bodes well for Kermit Davis and his team that they pulled that out.
I definitely agree. Congratulations to the Rebel fans. Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss playing Baylor. Ole Miss dropped Memphis. They're looking pretty good. They're still in that loaded SEC. But you know what? A lot of teams from the Southeastern Conference are going to make a nice run this year and get in the NCAA tournament. We'll see what happens with them. Evie, I hope you have a very safe trip. Be blessed. I'll talk with you soon. And don't forget, everybody, check out therebelwalk.com. Follow them on Twitter at The Rebel Walk. And follow Evie at Ole Miss Evie on Twitter. Be blessed, dear.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. That is Evie Van Pelt, one of the sweetest ladies in sports. She's got the Rebels covered like the back of her hand. Now, we got to take a little bit of a break. We got to come back and close things out with our favorite bets of the day. Jay, are you ready?
I'm born ready.
Born ready. Yes. You ready for your picks? Let's get rich on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Hi, this is Eli Savoy from Sports 56 Mornings. I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. And don't forget to join Greg Gaston and me weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Memphis fans, the Tigers and the Grizzlies have teamed up this year for the 901 Hoop City Pack. For just $35, you can enjoy great Memphis basketball with the Tigers against Murray State December 10th and the Grizzlies face the Rockets December 11th. That's an unbelievable value for great Memphis basketball. Call 901-678-2331 to purchase today. Go Tigers, go!
There's nothing more frustrating than when your garage door breaks down. You're trying to get to work and it just won't open. What's the deal? Well, I'm not a garage door expert, but my friends at New Day Overhead Doors are. I was using New Day to fix my garage way before they came aboard with us. They are your one-stop shop for all your garage door and garage door opener maintenance needs. True professionals. And get this, New Day will beat their major competitors' price, oftentimes by half. That's half the price. 30 years experience, honest, dependable, family-owned business. Don't ignore those strange noises your garage door may be making. It's New Day Overhead Doors for a simple repair or new garage door opener system. To schedule your appointment, call 901-351-5177. That's 901-351-5177. New Day Overhead Doors.
Tried Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema? It works at and below the skin surface and can be used on almost everybody, like on the dimples of a diva.
Yeah, roll your boat. Yeah, roll your boat.
Or the shoulders of a chef.
Look, Mom, I made jelly beans on toast.
Steroid-free Eucrisa works at and below the skin surface. It blocks PDE4 enzymes, which is believed to reduce inflammation, even on the wrist of a rebel.
What did you do to your hair?
What?
The specific way Eucrisa works is not well defined. Prescription Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema is for topical use only in ages 3 months and up. Do not use if you are allergic to Eucrisa, crisaborole ointment 2%, or its ingredients. Allergic reactions including hives, itching, swelling, and redness may occur at or near the application site. The most common side effect is application site pain, such as burning or stinging.
Come on, moms and dads. Check out eucrisa.com and ask your doctor about Eucrisa.
Can I sing one more song?
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your good buddy, Johnny Radio. I hope life is treating you well on this beautiful Thursday. It's a thirsty Thursday. It's always brought to you by my good friends down in Tito's Vodkaville. That's right. It's down in Austin, Texas. It's a beautiful place. That's where they brew Tito's. And they don't brew it, actually. They still it.
They should change the name to Vodkaville.
Vodkaville, I like that. Like Fansville, Vodkaville. Just shot parties all day long. People are doing kamikazes and making Cosmos. Ooh, it sounds like a lot of fun. But down there, they still their vodka. They put it in the classic copper pots. It's a rare thing on the vodka scene. They also use 100% corn, so it's naturally gluten-free. And by the fact that they still it, it gives it a very unique flavor. Slightly sweet, black pepper note balancing everything out. Craft your cocktail, drink it neat, do whatever you do. But when life hands you lemons, don't freak out. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. Now, it is time to give some picks. A lot of people out there, might be down at the Grindhouse tonight, down at FedEx Forum, watching the Lakers come to town to play the Grizzly Bears. Line is 4. Lakers -4. You can get Grizzlies plus the 4. That's really not a game that I'm very excited about gambling on.
Me either. I'm going to the game tonight. I don't bet against the Grizz or the Tigers for that matter when I'm going to the game because I just think it's in bad taste. You're going to the game. You need to be where you're at. But no, that game scares me. I think the Grizz definitely can cover the 4, but on a back-to-back, sometimes back-to-back games are volatile. And the Grizzlies already have a lot of guys out, even more than Ja. So, we'll see.
Well, yesterday I tweeted out because on these airways yesterday, you said it all had to do with the bus ride.
Oh, I love a good bus ride.
Actually,
I hate bus rides.
Hate bus rides. Yeah, you hate them. So you said take the under in the first half, 72. So I took the under in the first half. Then I also took the under for the whole game, baby.
Hit both.
It was easy. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
So what does my basketball savant partner have to say today?
Uh-oh.
Do you feel pressure? Don't feel pressure. Just relax.
I know. I'm relaxed. I like 2 games. I like Seton Hall -1. They're at home against Texas. Texas opened up as 2.5-point favorites. That line has moved.
That game's at 5:30 Central Time, by the way. It's a little bit early, but a little early tip, so make sure people know that.
On Fox Sports 1.
Don't miss the tip.
It's on Fox Sports 1. Like I said, that line has already moved 3 points in Seton Hall's favor. It was at -1 this morning when I looked at it. I like Seton Hall in that one. I also like Iowa State tonight at home against their rival Iowa. Iowa is 5-point favorites on the road. They're in the middle of league play. They played a league game earlier this week that they lost.
Time out. I have to ask you a question because I am a layman. Iowa State's ranked.
They are.
The game is in Ames, right?
Right, but the only reason Iowa State is ranked is because this sounds ridiculous what I'm going to say, so let me finish. The only reason Iowa State is ranked is because they haven't lost. Iowa is the better basketball team, but they've lost twice, and you know how rankings work. That's not the way rankings work. So Iowa is the better team.
That's why they're favored by 5?
Correct. But it's playing on the road. Iowa's in the middle of league play. I played in the Big 12, not to brag. But Iowa State is an incredibly difficult place to play. And what do you do in Ames, Iowa? They love basketball. That place is going to be rocking.
It's going to be bumping.
It's going to be rocking. And it's tough to win on the road. And Iowa State is no slouch. I know I said Iowa's better, but Iowa State is still a good team. Like I said, they haven't lost. So I like Iowa State plus 5.5 at home.
We're going to take the Cyclones to slap back Iowa, the, quote, better team, who's favored by 5.5 in their house. Well, we're going to find out. Yeah. And by the way, you're right. What is there to do other than get corn for Tito's vodka out there?
Exactly. And you can do that because it's gluten-free.
Yes. I mean, come on now. What other game? NBA. Did you check out the NBA at all? Like, I know that
there's
you're
only 3
an
games
NBA
tonight.
guy. Oh, I know. One of them we don't like.
I kind of like the Spurs -2 tonight.
That's exactly where I was going. The Nuggets had to fight. They were in overtime last night.
They were.
That was a tough game for them. They pulled it out. Amen. Because they were one of the first legs of my 4-game parlay I hit.
Jokic played like an animal last night.
He was an animal last night, but can he get it up 2 nights in a row?
And they're pretty depleted elsewhere too. They got some guys out. So no, I'm with you. I like the Spurs -2 in that one.
Yes, I like the Spurs. Do you think DeJounte Murray is ever going to be a regular household name?
He should be. He already should be. That guy. I can't say what I was going to say because it's a long story.
FCC things?
No, not FCC things. It's going to be okay. I'll just say it. If I was a guy starting a franchise and I could pick any young point guard in the league, I would take DeJounte Murray.
Whoa!
He's 6'7". He does everything well. He fills up the stat sheet. He's an incredible point guard.
Rebounds, assists. He's averaging. By the way, did you know he's averaging 8.4 rebounds and also averaging 8.4 assists?
It's incredible, and he's a great defender. And what can't this guy do? He's an awesome player.
Yeah, it is kind of wild, by the way. I can't believe he played at Washington.
I didn't even know he played at Washington.
Yeah. I don't know. He fell all the way to 29th pick.
No, he's a great player,
and
man.
Look at him, dude. He's tearing it up.
That guy's awesome.
They have him listed at 6'5".
Yeah,
He's
6'5",
long
6'7".
though. He's
a
a great point guard. And like you said, he's a stat stuffer. 8.4 assists, 8.4 rebounds, averaging 18.8 points. He likes the number 8.
Who doesn't?
Nobody. Everybody
Kobe.
loves it. Kobe loves it. Yeah, everybody loves 8. Speaking of 8 is great. You're great. Keep up the. I've given
You're
2
great,
locks.
John.
You gave the under yesterday. We're rocking with the Spurs -2 And in college, we're going with Iowa State Cyclones plus 5.5 against Iowa. In the first game of the day, we're taking Seton Hall over the Texas Longhorns. Enjoy the games. Let's get rich. I'll see y'all not too far down the road. Get out there and make the world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
This holiday season,